Okay, wonderful. Well, welcome everyone, and thank you for joining the community-driven Community Solar Random Selection event for projects submitted during the 45-day application window of the 2025-26 Illinois Shines program year. You're in the right place. We're going to go ahead and get started. I'd like to begin by introducing myself and others from the program administrator team. I'm Mike Tancredi, Senior Marketing Manager at Energy Solutions, and we're joined today by Patrice Flynn, Senior Program Director at Energy Solutions, Jess Blue, the Community Solar Sector Strategist, and Nate Zeiler from our software team who will select the projects during this session. We're also very thankful to have Andrea O'Shea, Program Manager of Illinois Shines from the Illinois Power Agency with us today. Thank you, and I will now pass it to Patrice Flynn, who will introduce the CDCS random selection event. Patrice?
Great, thanks so much, Mike. Before we get started with today's agenda, I'm just going to share a couple of housekeeping items. First of all, AI note takers will not be permitted in the meeting, and the program administrator will remove any note takers that join. Also, everybody will be muted during the presentation, but please use the Q&A box for questions. Keep those questions to the random selection process. We'll answer as many of those questions as we can verbally at the end of today's presentation. A video recording of the webinar, presentation slides, and post-webinar Q&A will be published at the program website following the meeting. Taking a look at the agenda, we've gone through our introductions. We'll do an overview of the random selection process. We'll do the project selection, follow up with next steps, and then that Q&A. So as an intro to the CDCS random selection event, as a result of the modified 2024 long-term plan, the program opened an additional 45-day CDCS application window from January 16th to March 2nd and reallocated 50% of unused capacity to waitlisted projects on April 1st. As a result of the capacity allocation on April 1st, 106.02 megawatts was reserved for CDCS projects submitted within that 45-day application window. 31.81 megawatts was reserved for Group A, and 76.16 megawatts was reserved for Group B, pursuant to that 30-70% category split. During this additional CDCS project application window, we received a total of 51 applications. 51 applications were broken down, 10 project applications totaling 39.29 megawatts for Group A, and 41 project applications totaling 90.22 megawatts for Group B. In accordance with the CDCS scoring guidelines previously published in both the 2024 Long-Term Renewable Resources Procurement Plan and the 2025-26 Program Guidebook, we scored all project applications. Since there are tied scores among the projects, we will utilize the random selection process to fill the available capacity and then order the wait lists for both Group A and Group B. I'll now pass it over to Nate, who'll give an overview of that random selection process.
Thanks. So before I start the selection process, I want to share our methodology. We've scored all the submitted projects for this year's second CDCS application window. A few projects have received the same score. In order to fairly create an ordered list of projects, we have to randomly sort the projects with tying scores. We do this through a process called random selection, using a command line script to generate random tiebreaker numbers. Why do we use a command line script? The short answer is that Excel does not allow audit-level transparency into how it generates random numbers without the use of Visual Basic. The command line script allows for full auditing and reproducibility of the results of the tiebreaker. The algorithm used for the selection of projects is written in the programming language Python and uses the basic function random. This function is commonly used in games and lotteries or any application requiring a random number. How does it work? The command line script works by generating a seed, a starting point for the random number generator, at the exact microsecond of execution time, and then outputs the requested number of unique random numbers between 0 and 1 to add to the project data spreadsheet. The projects are then ordered by project ID, and all projects receive a tiebreaker number. The microsecond ensures that the seed is impossible to predict. The granting of tiebreakers, even to projects that were withdrawn, ensures that the numbers are distributed fairly, and the use of the project ID ordering ensures that the process can be repeated by an auditor. Finally, the script merely generates random numbers and has no access to any of the project or scoring information whatsoever, ensuring that the randomness is agnostic of the selection process. So I will start our random selection. Okay. So these are the projects submitted to Group A during the 45-day application window of the 2025-26 program year. You can see there is currently 31.81 megawatts available in Group A. I'll use random selection to break ties between the projects that received the same score this year to order the submitted projects. Each project received a random 16-digit number between 0 and 1, and any projects with the same score will be reordered based on this tiebreaker value. So first, I sort by project ID from smallest to largest. This gets us a repeatably ordered list of projects since project ID is unique. Then I see how many projects are in Group A. There are 10 projects. Then I use command line to run our script. I enter the number of projects that need a random number generator and run the script. The script generated a seed, the starting point for the random number generator, based on the microsecond I hit enter. That seed then generated a column of unique random numbers to add to the project data spreadsheet. So I'll copy this and paste it into the spreadsheet. Now that our projects all have a tiebreaker value, I will resort our projects. They'll first be sorted by total points, largest to smallest, and then random number, largest to smallest. So sort by total points, largest to smallest, then random number, largest to smallest. This is our ordered list of projects for Group A. You can see they're sorted first by total points and then by tiebreaker value. I'll take the top projects until Group A's 31.81 megawatt capacity is full. I will only select projects that fill up this capacity but do not exceed it. So it looks like this first chunk of projects will fit. I will copy those projects and paste them into the selected project list. This tab is bringing in project data, including name, AV information, project size. The selected capacity is being summed in field G2. So we're not over the limit for Group A. I'll check the next project. Sorry. So this project does push us over the limit, and I will remove it. I'll check Group A. It's ordered by total points and then by tiebreaker value. And projects were selected according to our sorted list of projects. So this is our selected list of projects for Group A. They'll be submitted to the next ICC meeting, 1 to 2 ICC meetings. This is the last eligible meeting of the 2025. The last eligible meeting of the 2025-26 program year is May 29th. The remaining projects with a score of at least 10 points will be placed on the waitlist for the group. So that is the remaining 2 projects. I will add them to the waitlist. I'll double check the waitlist. These projects are ordered by total points. I'll double check no projects have been missed. We've selected all our projects with at least 10 points. This is the waitlist for Group A. You'll be able to find the updated waitlist on the block capacity dashboard page of the Illinois Shines website following this event. I'll move on to Group B. So these are the projects submitted during the 45-day application window of the 2025-26 program year. There's currently 76.16 megawatts in Group B. I'll use random selection again to break ties between projects that received the same score this year. So first, I sort by project ID from smallest to largest. This gets us a repeatably ordered list of projects since project ID is unique. And then I'll see how many projects are in Group B. There are 41 projects. I'll use command line to run the random generator. So again, the script generated a list of random numbers based on the microsecond I hit enter. I'll copy this list and paste it into the spreadsheet. So all projects received a tiebreaker value. I will resort these projects again by total points, largest to smallest, and then random number, largest to smallest. Sort by total points, largest to smallest, random number, largest to smallest. Double check. So this is our order list of projects. They're now sorted by total points and then by random number. Looks good. Okay. So now that our projects all, let's see, I'll now take the top projects until Group B's 76.16 megawatts of capacity is full. I will only select projects that fill up this capacity but do not exceed it. Looks like this first group of projects. Okay, again, this tab is bringing in project data and summing the selected projects in field G2. We're not over the limit for Group B yet. So I will check by bringing in the next project, which does push us over the limit for Group B. So I'll remove that project. I'll double check. These projects are ordered by total points and then tiebreaker value. And I'll double check they were selected in order of our sorted projects. It's good. So these are the selected projects for Group B. They'll be submitted to the next 1 to 2 ICC meetings. The last eligible ICC meeting for the 2025-26 program year is May 29th. The remaining projects with a score of at least 10 points will be placed on this waitlist for Group B. I'll now create the waitlist. So all projects with a score of at least 10, which is all projects remaining, will be added to the waitlist. So I'll double check the waitlist. They're ordered by total points and then by tiebreaker value. And we have not missed any projects. This is our waitlist for Group B. You'll be able to find the updated waitlist on the block capacity dashboard page of the Illinois Shines website following this event. Thanks. I'll pass it back to Jess to go over next steps.
Thanks so much, Nate. And we can go to the next slide. So in terms of next steps, as mentioned, any of the selected projects will be submitted to the next 1 to 2 ICC meetings. And the last eligible meeting of the 25-26 program year is May 29th. Additionally, the waitlist will be updated on the Illinois Shines website at the bottom of the block capacity dashboard page, and any projects not selected for capacity will remain on the waitlist until new capacity becomes available at the start of the 26-27 program year, and will be subject to all 26-27 program year requirements and REC pricing, and if awarded capacity will be placed on the 2026 REC delivery contract. And as mentioned earlier, the recording of this event will be posted along with the communication of the results in the next 3 days. So I'll now pass it back to Mike to facilitate the Q&A portion.
Thank you, Jess. And we don't yet have any questions that have been submitted, but if you've got any, please go ahead and use the Q&A feature. We'll try to address those today. You can also submit questions after today's event that we'll review and respond to, but we'll give it just a moment or two for anybody to submit questions they may have at this time. Okay, I do have a question received. Thank you. Where, pardon me, let me read this. I think it means, will there be a reallocation of the remaining uncontracted capacity at the end of May that these projects will be eligible for? Can the agency or our presenters speak to that capacity and reallocation process?
Yeah, I can speak to it. We do have a capacity reallocation event at the end of the program year, but the projects will still receive the new rec pricing in the 2026 rec contract.
Great. Thank you, Andrea. Hope that was helpful. We'll give it another moment for any other questions that may come in as we approach May at the end of this week. Okay. Not seeing any more, but again, we'll re-extend an invitation to share any questions, and we'll share some information in just a moment. With that said, we can move forward, and I want to share what our presenters have previously stated, which is that this recording and the slides will be made available. We'll also publish the answer to that question, and you can look for that via a program announcement. We want to thank all program participants for attending today's session and for your interest. We appreciate you taking the time and participating in the process. We'll be available by email, including the addresses you see on the screen, and at upcoming office hours, which occur on Wednesdays, for additional support as needed. With that, we can conclude today's CDCS random selection event. Thank you to our attendees and our presenters.